Alright, back on the ship.
The commanding officer is aboard.
I don't think Joker says anything new about
Presley
Luna.
stands relieved.
And, Codex entries? I don't think we need to read the Codex entries right now. We've probably only got like 4 or 5. So I think we'll just go downstairs and talk to crew members now, and I'll make my way from the top down. Hopefully Liara will have something new to say. I don't know necessarily that she will, but I guess we'll find out. We'll kind of probe with Caden a little bit, see if he has anything new. If he doesn't, then it's more than likely that the rest of the crew is kind of... Oh, I expect, holy crap. If he doesn't have anything new to say, then it's more likely that the crew doesn't have anything new to say, but I gotta make a save here for the trailer, just in case it's the dialogue that I think it's gonna be. But we'll see in a second. Alright, crew chat time. And after this time we're talking to them, we'll get back into the regular crew and codex entry thingy the next time we go to a main mission. So when we go to Noveria, as soon as we're done with that, we'll do crew chat, and then we'll do codex entries, just like we used to before this slew of side quests just threw me completely off track. Caden, Lieutenant Alenko, how's it going?
We haven't had time together since our last chat. A lot was said when we talked.
Right, but it wasn't really talking. You were kind of flirting with me.
You seemed decisive then, Lieutenant. Why so hesitant now?
I don't want to distract you too much. The deeper we get into this mess, the bigger it seems. I'm just looking for an ear. The debriefing wasn't the right place to say how ridiculous this is. Seems like every other race in the galaxy is wrapped up in their own problems. They don't want to see what's coming.
Yeah, but I mean, really, can you blame them? It sounds like a pretty close to home feeling, you know?
Wanting to believe everything will be fine? Sounds like human nature to me.
Yeah, I guess some things carry across species well enough. I should remember that after what happened with Vernus.
Yeah, you never really elaborated on what happened to Vernus. Why don't you, you feel like elaborating today?
Don't tell me you and Vernus hugged on graduation day.
Before I met Vernus, I knew as much as any other civilian. Aliens were weird, superior, and tried to tell us what to do. I mean, it's only been 26 years since first contact. That's not a lot of time to understand them. But it was Vernus who made me see how human aliens are. They're not different or special. They're jerks and saints, just like us. Hell, by the time I got payback, I didn't even want it anymore.
You finally got payback, huh? So what happened that drove you to that?
I don't see you snapping very easily. What finally did it?
He hurt Rana. Broke her arm. She reached for a glass of water instead of pulling it biotically. She just wanted a drink without getting a nosebleed, you know? Like an idiot, I stood up. Didn't know what I was gonna do, just something. And Vernus lost it. Beat the crap out of me. Kept shouting how they should have bombed us back to the Stone Age. And that's when the knife came up. A military-issue talon, right in my face. I cut loose. Full biotic kick right in the teeth. Almost as strong as I can manage now. At 17, that's something.
So you were just trying to help Rana. That's admirable, I think.
You wanted to help a girl you cared for. That's a noble thing.
Maybe my intentions were noble, but I lost control. I killed him, Shepard. Snapped his neck. They probably could have saved him if they got him to an infirmary quick enough. But they didn't. Caused a stir when they shipped him home. Bot training was shut down. Kinetics folded a couple of years later. That's funny. I'm not sure which of us got the worst of what happened.
So, basically, you're the reason that Kinetics shut down. Wow, now I know why he, feels like he has such a heavy burden on him all the time. So what happened with Rana? Did she at least, thank you for saving her life? Or, well, didn't really save her life, but fought back when Vernus hurt her.
Was Rana all right?
Rana? Yeah. Yeah, she was fine. We never really, we stopped talking after that.
Sound a little somber there, Lieutenant.
Tell me what happened.
Rana had a gentle heart. She loved everyone. Vernus terrified her. We all protected her from him. Everyone who loved her. But after what I did to him, she was terrified of me too. Anyway, this is, I had a point here. Aliens are individuals. Just because one's an ass doesn't mean they all are. So, yeah, I hated that Turian. But he wasn't a Turian to me. He was Vernus.
I am glad that he thinks that he sees aliens as being humans, but this does explain a lot about his nature just as a person now, you know?
So that's why you're so self-controlled.
I'm no more disciplined than any other biotic shepherd. This is all ancient history. I'm over it.
I don't know that you are, to be honest.
You agonize over doing the right thing and never let yourself lose control. Because Rana spurned you after Vernus died.
Or at least part of it, you know, that might be part of it.
All right. Maybe you have a point. Maybe. But I'm okay. You don't have to worry about me. Fully functional human being.
No, I know.
I'll be a burden on you. On the crew.
Caden, listen to me. I'm a biotic too. I understand how it is about turning for help. You're not a burden just because you're talking about this.
Caden, you're a strong man. Talking about this doesn't make you a whiner, and it doesn't make you immature. It makes you human.
All right. But it's embarrassing you had to tell me that. You're right. I might need to loosen up a little. I'll try. Glad you'll be here when it's over, Shepard. I'm looking forward to some shore leave.
I think I am too, Caden. I think I am too. Tactical appraisal on the last mission while I'm here.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Dr. Tassoni. She seems nice enough. I mean, if you like the bookish sort.
Right. Do you?
Any intentions there, Lieutenant?
None, Commander. I prefer adventurous women.
Yeah, I noticed.
We'll talk later, Caden.
I'd like that.
Oh boy. He's such a hopeless romantic. I said I didn't get the metagel upgrade, right? So I don't really need to fill up. Yeah, they didn't fill up my grenades. They didn't give me one extra one just because I got the grenade license thingy. Liara, let's have another chat, why don't we? Since Caden seemed to want to have another chat, maybe you will too. I hope so, anyway. Otherwise, we might not be getting all of our conversations here. And that would suck.
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
I do, if you want to chat about things.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
And how do you like that? I mean, I imagine you've spent 50 years of your life, so you'd have to like it. I guess this isn't a really good thing to say then. It's got to be a lonely prospect. Like I was saying with Neptune, I mean, 70 people out there working all by themselves in relative isolation from the rest of the galaxy. It's got to be lonely.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers. But I was always careful.
Just throw a black hole at
Until the
them.
Geth followed me to Artemis Tau. I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
So I'm guessing then that your job is appealing because you can get away.
You must enjoy something about it.
I love my work. Seeking out history's lost secrets has a special appeal for me. You were actually touched by working Prothean technology. That is why I find you so fascinating, Commander.
Fascinating, huh?
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Liara, relax.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool.
Not really. I just think you're
Now
funny
you know
right
why
now.
I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
All right, if you insist.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Goodbye, Liara. Okay, so she said something new. It wasn't exactly what I wanted, but we have enough time to crew chat with her to get all of her conversations between now and then. So as long as she keeps saying something new every time I talk with her, I think we'll be fine. But now we gotta go chat with the rest of the crew, and it's distinctly possible that, Ashley might not have anything new to say. Not 100% sure on that, but it's possible. Wrex, Garrus, and Tally also might not have anything new to say because There's a specific event that happens later in the game that triggers more dialogue entries with your crew. And some of their conversations kind of end at the ones that I've already done with them. Once their personal missions are done, like an example of Wrex, I think he might only have that one conversation that we had with him after his armor quest was finished. Not 100% sure on that, though. But first, since I know that Ashley will at least have tactical appraisal on the last mission, let's talk to her.
Commander?
How's it going?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, your family is a lot tighter than it seems like hers is.
Not everyone's as close to their family as you are.
Yeah, that's true. It's funny, I never really thought about that before. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's not something I'm proud of, but we didn't really have a choice in the matter. So, you open for chatting now, or are we doing that later?
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm off duty until tomorrow. I was gonna have a small drink. Bit of a celebration. If you're interested.
What's the occasion for this drink?
What's the occasion?
It's Armistice Day, when the First Contact War ended. My family always marks it. Since I'm the only Williams aboard, I thought I'd ask you.
Well, I'm flattered, but...
Seems like an odd thing to celebrate. That was 26 years ago.
In our family, it's not really a celebration, more like an obligation. Don't tell me you don't know about my family. My commanders always find out. It's not in my files or something?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have asked you all these questions about who your father and your sisters and your mother were before if I had them in your files, because they aren't in your files, surprisingly enough.
There's almost nothing in your files. Technical scores and a list of crap assignments.
There's a reason for the crap assignments. I'm General Williams' granddaughter, the commander of the Shanxi garrison in the war. The only human ever to surrender to an alien race.
Oh, okay, now I see.
I see. That's why you drive yourself so hard.
A Williams has to be better than the best, if only to avoid suspicion. That's what my dad told me the night before he retired. Takes a special kind of thick-headed to march into a job where your family's blacklisted. I did it anyway. I'm not gonna let our name go down with Arnold and Quisling. Granddad deserved better than that.
Well, so do you, but we'll get to that in a minute. So, I think this one talks about what happens after the war, so we're going to talk with Shang-Chi first.
As I recall, your grandfather held out for a long time.
The Turians wrecked the orbitals in the first wave and occupied the major cities. They sat in orbit, dropping rocks on anything that moved. Granddad dispersed the troops, but when they went into the cities for supplies, the Turians would wreck a block to eliminate one fire team. Civilians were dying, his troops were starving, and he couldn't contact Alliance High Command. So he surrendered the garrison.
Yeah, and I don't blame him at all. Damn those Turians. Jesus, that's awfully ruthless of them. Like, come on, guys. We're not that hostile to you. I mean, I know that we kind of, tried to open a mass relay, but that doesn't mean you need to kill a bunch of innocent people just because we tried to open up a mass relay that wasn't charted. Why don't you think this through next time? We aren't the Krogan. We don't weigh 800 pounds and we don't have 6 hearts,
What happened to your grandfather after the war?
He was relieved of command as soon as Shanxi was liberated. They brought him back to Earth in irons, but there was never a trial. They quietly demoted him and stuck him behind a desk. He retired a year later and spent the rest of his life working construction in the colonies. Sometimes we hear about attempts to get him exonerated in some official way. Nothing ever comes of them.
I don't know if the so do you option here is correct, but basically, we'll say it was the one that was there after we talked about Shang-Chi, the you deserve better one. But this explains a lot about her character and why she's so adamant about working, around here. But yeah, so do you. Well, you deserve better.
He refused to sacrifice his men just to save face for humanity. You planning to throw yourself on a sword to save face for him?
Would it make a difference? He's gone now. Dad's gone too. And who would it impress? I'll never be good enough for the Alliance.
Oh, come on, Chief.
So now you know. Gonna kick me off the ship, Skipper?
Absolutely not.
You're a valuable part of my crew, Williams. If I want an opinion from the head, I go to Alenko. When I want one from the heart, I go to you.
That's a good way to put it.
I also play a mean game of pool. But anyway, I've got things to do before we land. I'm sure you do too.
Okay, but Ash, don't think about this too much. I'm not prying. I'm not trying to bring up old wounds. I want to know you better because it helps me to know my crew. And if I can help you with this, I will. Okay, so just keep that in mind.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
Get the feeling she doesn't like the fact that I'm prying into her history, and I hope she doesn't. I hope she, well, not necessarily respects, but I hope she understands why I'm kind of prying, But I guess we'll find out later. Medical interface. Did I tell you guys what I got at the thingy? I'm gonna keep the Phoenix armor because it's just with the ablative coating and the tech and biotic protection. It's just overall probably better on stats. I like how the Explorer armor looks, but nah. It's it does have a shit ton more shields. Yeah, I think we'll go with the Explorer 7. And damage protection is probably the better way to go here, I think. Shield recovery and hardening. Hardening is biotic and tech attacks. That's for shields. I mean, I guess an energized weave wouldn't be bad for her because it would kind of. I mean, she wouldn't have as good of damage protection, but she could. Or if her shields recover fast enough, it's probably better. I think I'm going to stick with ablative coating for right now, just because she has enough shields to really do a lot more. And actually, no, we have 2 slots here to deal with. Ooh! I have 2 slots to deal with now. Let's see how we do with it. Yeah, we'll go with an energized weave, I think. Just so that way she has it. But did I explain what they had at the reason why I don't have a kinetic buffer? We got a few kinetic buffers from on Luna, but they had something in the in Dr. Michelle's office that I bought. It was like 330,000 credits, but I bought it anyway because it was really good. Medical Exoskeleton 8. It does the same thing Medical Exoskeletons or Medical Interface 7 does, slightly better, a little bit less toxin resistance, but it also has 15% power cooldown reduction, which means that I can use my powers 15% faster. So that is really nice, and I'll probably be equipping that, and I don't know, depending on what my next armor is going to be, if it has good tech and biotic protection, I'll probably put an ablative coating on it, or I'll put a what's it called? I'll put an energized weave on there if it's got better damage protection. We'll see what I get. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to get yet, but I wanted to re-equip Tally and Garrus with non-medical exoskeletons, or medical interfaces, while I was here, because I got a few energized weave 7s. I have 3. Okay. I'm going to worry about equipping these guys off-screen. We'll do that later, but for right now, I figured I'd just do that before I forgot. Wrex, anything new to say?
Never a dull moment with you, Shepard.
I suppose there isn't, is there? Actually, let's ask you about your family, since I haven't asked you about that since we got your armor back.
You must have family other than your
I don't know if he says anything new, though.
Don't you miss them?
No.
Okay, there you
Now
go.
that I have my family's armor again, there's nothing left for me.
Okay, well, that makes sense. We lost the option to talk to him up here. Let's see if I get that back
So
when I
long,
talk
Wrex.
to him here again. Hang on.
Shepard.
Wrex. Let's back up and around. There we go.
Never a dull moment with
Alright,
you,
there we go.
Shepard.
It's back. Good. I thought I lost it. I was like, I'm going to have to wait till the next mission. No! But I don't. So let's get a personal inquiry from him.
You ever go on any missions like ours before?
Saving the galaxy from certain destruction? No. But I've had my share of adventures.
Why don't you tell me about some of them? You seem to be the kind of guy that tells a good story.
Do you remember any that stick out?
I'm sure it's been hundreds
A
of
few.
years, but...
I remember one time I was hired by a Volus diplomat. What an ass.
So, what was the... Well, Volus diplomat... I think she would ask about why a Volus diplomat would need him if that was the case. What was the job?
What did he want you to do?
He wanted me to erase his past. Get rid of an old friend who knew too much. Huh. His old friend turned out to be an Asari commando.
Oh, that could have been pretty dangerous then.
I can see where that might give you pause.
What? No. Alina and I were old friends. Sort of.
Oh, well, that's kind of strange.
We met when we were both contracted to kill the same Turian. Neither of us wanted the other one to get him first.
Oh, okay, so you knew each other before the
We
Volus
spent
diplomat.
more
All
time
right.
fighting each other than tracking that Turian.
So she was a mercenary too, but she was an Asari commando.
An Asari commando mercenary. That's unusual, isn't it?
I wouldn't say it's unusual. Mercs come in all shapes. Anyway, when I told Alina about the diplomat's contract, she and I had a good laugh about it.
So you met up with her in the process of, well, you were instructed to eliminate her, and then you met her, and it was Alina. What happened after you found her?
So what'd you do?
Well, I was going to lose the contract, but I respected Alina. In the end, I let her pick the location where we'd fight. She chose some old Solarian space station overrun with mercs and smugglers. That way we didn't have to worry about hurting any innocent bystanders. She always was a bit of a softie.
I guess he probably thinks of me as a bit of a softie then, doesn't he? So what happened?
What happened on the station?
What didn't happen? For 2 days I chased her through that station. Used my entire store of ammunition. Had to kill a bunch of mercs and use their crap weapons. By the 3rd day, the station was barely holding together. The mercs were dead or gone. Life support was failing. But I had her. She'd locked herself in the med labs. She was trying to patch herself up. Damn tough, that one. Then just when I thought I had her, the station's core went critical. Barely made it back to my ship in time.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it was a close call, but I'm guessing she didn't exactly make it.
I assume the Asari commando didn't make it.
I watched the station from a distance. I never saw her leave. And when that place blew, there was nothing left larger than a Turian's right nut.
Bad mental image,
So
but okay.
I headed back to the diplomat to give him the good news and collect my pay. But before I got halfway there, Alina sent me a message. Better luck next time.
Oh, come on!
Now, I'm not superstitious, but if someone can survive that, well, they deserve to live. At least for a bit longer.
And what did the Volus do when he found out that the person he contracted you to kill was still alive?
What about the diplomat? He wanted her dead.
I told him the truth. Alina was still alive and she was really pissed.
Oh,
I
man.
told him if he wanted to live, he'd need me around to protect him.
Oh, I see. Wow, that's smart of you, Wrex. Jeez. I don't think I would have thought of that.
You're smarter than you look, Wrex.
He kept me on as his personal guard until he died. Natural causes. Easiest job I've ever had. A little boring, but credits are credits.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we always look to Wrex for a good story. Because when we really want one, he comes through for us.
So long, Wrex.
Shepard.
Wrex? That's a good story. I like it a lot. And Pem's right. I actually watched the episode where he talked to Wrex about that. There should be a movie in the Mass Effect universe, like even like a novel or something like that, based on Rex's adventures with Alina there. That would have made a good side novel. Because, I mean, they have a million gazillion side novels explaining the whole universe and everything like that, but I don't think they ever did one for Wrex and Alina's little journey there, but damn. Would have been really cool.
Commander, I wanted to thank you.
Oh, thank me.
What for, Garrus?
For everything. Taking me with you, letting me be part of your team. I've learned a lot.
Good.
I've thought a lot about what you've told me. About not sacrificing innocence to achieve the goal. About finding the best way through, not just the fastest. And I've been thinking about Dr. Saleon, too. I'd convinced myself that he deserved to die, but then I started thinking about why I wanted him dead. I realized it wasn't because of what he did to those people. That was part of it, but I think most of it was because he got away from me.
Yeah, let it be personal.
On my watch, and I didn't like that. I let it become personal.
Right. But you can't let it become personal. Also, something to think about here.
Words mean nothing until you turn them into action, Garrus. What are you gonna do about it?
Well, I'm going back to CSEC. I think I can make a difference there. I'll also reapply for Spectre training, but I'll do it right. I won't compromise myself to get there. If the people I'm sworn to protect can't trust me, then I don't deserve to be the one protecting them.
Don't think I could have said it any better myself, Garrus.
I'm glad you see it that way. Keep that in mind when we meet Saren.
Don't worry, Commander. I will.
Good, good. Glad to see he's going back to CSEC. It's, I mean, his father will be happy about it, and he'll get to, you know, make a difference there. I don't know how much of a difference he'll make, because there probably won't be that much of, you know, differences to make. It'll probably mostly be petty crime once we take care of Saren, but, I think he'll do good work there, and I think he'll enjoy his work a lot more now that he's been out in the galaxy and he's seen the good and the bad and the ugly, you know. Tally, how's it going?
It feels like we're getting near the end, doesn't it, Shepard? With Saren, I mean.
Yeah, well, I sure hope so.
It won't be much longer. One way or another, it'll all be over soon.
You'll find the conduit before he does. I know you will. You have to. And after this is all over, when my pilgrimage ends and I go back to my own people, I'll be proud to say I was a part of it.
Well, it's not just a small part, Tally. I mean, to be fair, the Geth incursions wouldn't have been over at this point if it wasn't for you.
We couldn't have done this without you, Tally.
You've been good to me. A lot of people treat Quarians like second-class citizens. They just want us to go back to our fleet and disappear. But you've treated me just like everyone else on your crew. Like an equal. That means a lot, and it says something about you. Whatever happens, I just want to say thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna miss you when you go back to your own people, Tally.
That won't happen for a while yet. I'll be right here anytime you need me.
Alright, good, because I might need to talk to you about the Chief every now and then, because as much as she's my ear for, you know, womanly things, she doesn't have to be the only ear, if you know what I mean. I don't think she says anything new, though, that we have the chip for the Geth. Probably not. It's fine. We've gotten enough information out of her about the Geth and the pilgrimage and all that, so I think it's fine.
I should go.
See you later.
Later, Tally. And I'm pretty sure Engineer Adams doesn't say anything new either, because we don't have anything new going on there. I wonder if there were ever personal missions for the other crew members, you know, like Navigator Presley, Joker, Dr. Chakwas, and Engineer Adams. Like, those would be things that I would think they would add in here to give those characters a little more depth, but maybe they didn't even think about that, or maybe they were cut content. I don't know. It's a distinct possibility, all of those things. Okay, let's look at how many codex entries we have here to take care of. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 secondaries and 1 primary. Okay, yeah, I feel like it'd be better if we read that stuff after we went to Noveria, because it's probably just like 6 codex entries, so I don't really feel the need to go ahead and read that. We'll do that once Noveria is over, because Noveria is more than likely going to give me more codex entries anyway, so it's not really worth it for me to read this stuff yet. Alright, so I'm going to stay down here for now. Going to outfit these guys with the best stuff that they can have for right now, if I got anything new for them. I'll sell off my excess gear. I'll see if the HMW pistol shows up on the requisitions officer's supply list, or, you know, anything from Armak's arsenal or the Geth armory now that he has those available. And I'll see if they're any better than the stuff that I currently have. And then I will meet you guys back upstairs at the galaxy map so that we can head to Noveria on the next episode of Mass Effect. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.